Hey, how's it going? This is Brett with Radically Ambitious. Today we're going to go over what I spoke about in podcast 4, which was goals on track. And I just wanted to give you this video, so this is kind of something you can see either on the website or on YouTube to kind of go with the podcast. What this place is about is basically keeping a system to making sure you stay on task with all your goals you're trying to complete for the year, for the month, for the week, for the day. So, this is the site. It's $68 a month, or $68 a year, and it's well worth it. I used to use something else, and it just wasn't as granular as this, and this is why I went this year with this. These guys are actively improving this system every day. You can see from their blog that they're constantly updating. They have a new iPhone app coming out soon. They're going to have an Android app coming out soon. So let's go ahead and get the back end. So here we have what is the back end. This is of course my back end to the site, and this is the dashboard. So every day, ideally make that your home page when you log into your computer, or log onto your computer, and kind of see where you're at with your goals. So you can kind of get a scan down of how you're doing, what's going on, your habits, your due dates, what's overdue, what's been met, what's not been met, and how far along the tracks you are. So another thing you want to look at next, this is when you're starting to set things up. You want to go into the goals tab and kind of get an idea of what you want to lay out. Ideally, I went into a piece of paper first, wrote down all my goals in like a very broad, hey, everyone wants to be in better shape, right? And I want to be intermediate level photographer, and then I want to be an intermediate level cook, and this year's I've been playing guitar since I was a kid, so this year I want to try to focus on bossa nova guitar, and then of course I haven't got all the other business stuff I want to set up, but it's a big progress because I'm truly trying to get it really granular, so I'm not just it's not just a I want to and I have no idea of how the hell I'm going to get there. It's like I want to, and this is how I'm going to do it. So this is for example, the intermediate cook level. Become an intermediate level cook has already been completed. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So ideally, you go in there, you get write up what hey, this is why I want to be this, blah, 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 and then this is kind of so you can read it over later, and then what will make you an intermediate level cook? Well, for me, I'm not going to do fancy schmancy stuff. I want to do like when I mean intermediate level cook. I want to be grilling. I want to be a badass at smoking stuff. I want to make some rubs. I want to make some soups. I want to make some good burgers. That's the type of stuff I want to cook. So I make the main goal, and then I make sub goals, and then from those sub goals I make tasks. So you can go into here and see tasks. Learn how to smoke items. I'm 20% of the way there. Well, I don't want to just say I'm maybe going to smoke a brisket this weekend. Maybe I'll do this weekend. No, I know exactly what I'm going to do at what date. And this kind of gives you a little bit more, okay, so you don't have to think about it as much. You think about it once, and it takes, one day. You get the ideas, what you want to do, kind of plan it out for, pretty much halfway through the year, if not more. Some of these things I've done all the way out to like October. And then, but, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Maple spare ribs. It's due on this date, and then I know it because I'll see it in my calendar. So ideally, you set up your tasks underneath your goals so they align together, and then from there you assign a date so you know exactly when you're supposed to do this. So I know this week we're doing green chili cheeseburgers from Bobby Flay's Grill It book in Evernote. So I know exactly what page it is, who I need to what I need to get, and so I know from this, okay, I need green chili cheeseburgers, okay. And what I'll do is I'll use something else called Wunderlist, which is basically just a simple thing that's just like task and like don't forget the milk type thing. And then I'll I need to get burgers, I need to get this, whatever. All that stuff will be put into that. But I know overall goal, this is what I need to get. So you can look at your calendar for the month and know, okay, these are the things I'm trying to learn. Like foundation of photography exposure. So I know that this week I want to finish this by Saturday. So that means I'm going to probably try to get some video time, just when I can. Like a lot of times I'm on the exercise bike in the morning. That's the video I'm going to be watching that week. Okay, and so ideally you have habits, and these are things you want to do to set up so you can have good habits. Or if you're trying to lose weight, well, you need to make a habit of doing cardio in the morning, and then tutorials and education, photography study to get better, and guitar training. And another last thing is journal. And the journal is really cool because you can leave it for each day, how you did this day, why you didn't do something this day, and why you didn't complete something this day, whatever, or hey, maybe I'm going to change things. This is what I've been learning from what I've got. So at the end of the year, you can kind of look back and go, wow, I learned a lot. Anthony Robbins used to say, he looked at his journals from like 10 years ago, and you can just see growth. So that's one of the things you're going to try to do with the journal part. And reports, it just shows you, a detailed report of how you're doing in terms of graphs. It's kind of like analytics for your life, which is kind of cool. And you can have it printed out in a PDF thing, and you can put that into Evernote or however you want to use that. I don't have enough information here because I just started using this for the new year to really show you in depth of how how the graphs look. But this is our overview of Goals on Track, and that we did in podcast 4 of Radically Ambitious. If you're a current listener of Radically Ambitious, thank you so much. Please leave us a review. If you aren't, please go to iTunes and subscribe to Radically Ambitious, and or see us at the website radicallyambitious.com. I appreciate your time. Good luck with this year's goals.